Hey everyone, it is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and do not adjust your sound. I do sound like a young boy going through puberty. I've been sick for the past few days, and I actually lost my voice, and so I got it back, but and it sounds like this now. So, wanted to get this review out when I got the figure in, which was yesterday, but I just sounded horrible, and I still sound horrible now, but whatever. I sound a little bit better than I did yesterday, so I still sound ugly, but you know what? That's okay. I apologize now if I cough or if I take a small break to drink some water so that I'm not coughing. I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum, but we'll see what happens. So, looking in front of us right here, as you can see, it is the FansToys FT-22 Koot, or their take on a Masterpiece Cup. So looking at the box, that's a regular standard FansToys box. Nice picture of what looks like Cybertron in the background right there. That's some nice artwork of Coot. Looking at the bottom of the box, it says Coot. Same thing what's going to be on the top of the box. On this side here, Coot with his robot mode drawing. On this side, there he is with his vehicle drawing. And on the back of the box, there he is. Right there. Now I'm going to zoom in just a little bit right on this. So that looks like it's clear windows, but when in fact you'll see when we get the extra pieces out, they're not really clear. They're a translucent blue, so it doesn't look as clear as that right there. But anyways, there's Coot there, and if you want to pause that right there to read that, go right ahead. But he comes with his Coot's longtime partner, Drawback, so it'll be his little target master right here is Drawback. And there they are like that. So there's the box. And coming with him also is the instruction booklet. I'll move the box out of the way here. But the instruction booklet, as well as the little bio card right there, showing his tech specs right there. And then there is Coot sitting right there, or Kup. Cootie Kup, Cuppy Coot. Let's pull him in a little bit. There he is right there. And then there is Drawback. Now, Drawback's a pretty cool little target master that came with him. Excuse me. That's number one. Excuse me, I do. So a little target master right there. Really cool. Paint black with some kind of like a silver or a grayish white color legs here. And then a silver face with some nice blue eyes right there. So that's really neat that they painted up his eyes really nice and blue. So really cool, ball jointed. Screw in the back of the head right there. The head itself looks like it's on a ball joint, but it doesn't really move. It does go side to side, so you do get that. The arms themselves are ball jointed, mainly for transformation purposes. Up and down like that. That's ball jointed there with a kind of a double hinge. No rotation at the waist. Pretty simplistic for a little target master, but still, it's got a lot of good range of motion. Maybe I'm just too close into there. Let's see. And there's his guns on the back right there. So let's just go ahead and let's get this guy transformed up real quick. Now, I'll tell you, his face cannot be turned around. So when we transform him, you're going to see what let me focus that. Let's see here. So I thought in order to hide his face better, you can turn this around like this, but it's not going to work, and I'll show you why. So this has to come up like this. You fold this up just like this, and that pulls up, and it's going to hide away like that. However, because of, I don't know how well you can see it, but there you can kind of see that bar right inside there. It's that metal bar right there. Bumps into the front of his little crest right here. So you can't really pull that up to hide it. So you do have to transform him with his face facing forward like this. So just take him up like that. Pull this up like this. Then up once more like so. The arms, you're just going to take them. And you're going to fold them up like this. Fold this one up like this. And take them and just fold them into each other. That's now the top of the shoulders right there. Just fold them up, and those will lock in together like that. And then down here on the legs, all you have to do is just rotate them right there at that ball joint. Rotate that one right there at that ball joint. And you can just snap them together right there. You're going to fold these up and then just situate them as close to his arms as possible, like so. And then pull down this right here, which is on his back. And that becomes his handle. And there he is in his gun mode. So, pretty cool little gun mode. And then we go right into Coot's hand. So speaking of what's Coot's hand, let's take a look at this. Let go of that. There we go. Comes a little baggies of extras. So these are those windows I was telling you about. That on the box it shows that they're clear. But you can see here they're not. They're a translucent blue, which is really nice. They've got like a, I don't know, like metallic little flakes in them. Right up in there. Oh, well, it's picking up on camera there. But some metallic little flakes on that. You can kind of see it right there. So we'll show you how to change this out. Really simple to change out these parts. So comes with two of those little windows like that. And this little piece, which will also go right here when it's transformed up into its vehicle mode. And again, another just translucent blue. Then it comes with his little face with his, that'll hold his cigar right there. Dead eyes, there's nothing in there. And then where the cigar goes right there in his mouth. We'll show that off too. It comes with an extra set of eyes. And now these eyes are the exact same as the ones that are on him currently. So maybe they gave you two in case you lose one, since it is a small part. But you can see that those are a nice blue there. Nice metallic blue. It's look really neat. So I like that. And then it comes with two very, very, very tiny cigars that I'm glad they gave you two, because I'm sure I can easily lose these things. I mean, these guys are tiny. Just kind of give you an idea of how small they are. Well, there's his little face. And you'll see that it fits right inside there. So you just take one of these guys and just hold it and then turn it, and that's going to stick right into his mouth just like so. Let me get that in there. There you go. Well, that was off camera. But this plugs right in. You can kind of see where it's a rectangle, so it only goes in one way. Well, two, but one up and one down. You can't put it in sideways, so there that is there. But tiny little cigars, so good thing they gave you two of them. So, all right, let's get those out of the way and focus in on him for now and put all this stuff to the side. Just like this. So we're looking at it on Coot here, and let me kind of adjust my camera down a little bit. He comes with his gun right here, standard gun. And that's just a blue-green color gun right here, as you can see. The handle moves like this. That's for when it's on his truck mode, you can kind of get it and tilt it up or down. So a nice little G1 type gun right there. His targetmaster will fit into his hand. He's got the little peg right there that'll fit into the peg hole in his hand like that. And here is Coot. And he's a pretty good looking representation of Kup, I think. I think the face, they did pretty good at trying to reenact that old look to him. I think it's kind of hard to maybe recreate like an old robot look, I guess. Because, I mean, the plastic's going to look nice and soft and everything. And so, but one thing I will say they did is they did give him the bags under his eyes right there. So that's pretty cool. They made him look as old as possible. A little wrinkle above his nose right there. So I think that they did as pretty good a job as they could to make him look like an old guy. So that's pretty neat. Again, I do like those blue eyes. I think they look good. The face is easy to change out. We'll look at that too. So the head itself is on a ball joint. Looks up pretty well. Doesn't look down too much, simply because of the chest piece right there where it bumps into his neck, or his chin rather. So, but it can't go all the way around like that. You don't even have to take this screw out right there in order to get to the face swap. So, excuse me, that's number 2. So there's that. Now let's see. The arms, then you go up, then you can go all the way around. And it's on a soft ratchet. I don't know how well you can hear that, but it's a soft ratchet, which is good. It's got an upper biceps hole right here. It's got a double hinged elbow. Let you do that. The wrist does rotate. And the hands have a pin right through the knuckle right there. And all the fingers are just molded together, so you don't get anything articulated there, nor on the thumb. He does have a waist articulation, however, as you can see there, that pops off these kind of oblique panels that are on him like that when you rotate it around too far. And that's because they will run into this piece of the crotch piece right there and knock it open. But it's no big deal, you can just close that back up. Down on the side, the legs, these hip skirts do come up here and here, but not on the back. That's molded in. So you do get just a nice ratchet up about that far to the front, to the back. That's all you're going to get because it's going to be blocked by that. So, but you do have a double hinge right here on the leg or on the knee, so that's good. And then over here is just a friction shot, which is really good. It holds really well. So let's see if I can get him to pose right there. Yeah. So, you know, it's pretty strong little ratchet right there. It's not going to go anywhere. Put that down like that. And those do kind of sink in, so you kind of get those out. That sinks in right there on the side. And again, double jointed on the knee right there like this. So you get all the way up right there. Come down to the foot, you got a toe tilt, but mainly for transformation, because the transformer's got to go like that. And he does have an ankle tilt right here. You just take that and you can tilt that out. So you get pretty good posability out of this guy. Looking at his back, he does have a little bit of a backpack, but I mean, you know, he's got to hide all of his truck bits up inside there, so there's that. I think it's X-Transbots that has one, and their backpack on their one looks a little bit cleaner, but we'll see when that one comes out what it looks like. And I think it is X-Transbots that has their pictures out already. So obviously this is kind of like a nice light sky blue maybe color, and then like a teal green, all of his colors here. And he's got some orange right here, which are translucent orange, kind of gunmetal gray right there. These bits right here, they do flip over, and I'm guessing only because maybe that's for vehicle mode, or rather for robot mode. And then you flip them, and then instead of having these little kind of bumps right here, they're just smooth, and that's probably going to be for truck mode. So just small little detail there. I don't know why couldn't they just left it the other way where it's all smooth, but you know, whatever. So that's that right there. Now he's got a little bit of gray right there, a little bit of paint right inside there like that, a little gray right here on the side, little QC sticker. There should be nothing wrong with this guy, right? Right. Take that off. And let's see. I'd say he's pretty good weight to him. He's got die-cast metal. These are die-cast metal right here. His feet are die-cast metal right here. The top right here, this part right here. I'm not sure if I think that's, I'll have to check that again, but I know this part right here is die-cast metal. And, but a pretty good weight to him. That's number 3. So, all right. There he is. Let's go ahead and bring some guys in just to show some comparisons with size-wise. Got a few FansToys items, and then, of course, MP10. But first, let's just bring him in with the older Kup. This is the ones from like the Chug line, and then this is the Kup from the Time to Return line right here. Just to show you how big he is next to those guys. If you happen to have those guys in your collection, you'll know how big he is right there. Pretty good size. So that's, I know that actually I never got that face. That looked a lot better. It came with a cigar for his, because that face was just ugly. So anyways, there he is next to those two guys. Here he is next to the FansToys Willis, or Hound. And you can see he's a lot bigger than Willis is right there. Here's next to one of their reflectors right there, which would be the main bot guy. And you can see he's significantly larger than him as well. Here is next to their bombshell, and obviously going to be a lot bigger than their bombshell as well. And weight-wise, because these Insecticons are always heavy. I mean, they feel about the same weight. So if you guys have this one, you know how heavy these guys are, and they're really heavy for their size. He feels about the same weight as them. So just kind of give you an idea. All right. before. Here he is next to their Perceptor. You can see Perceptor just a little bit taller than he is right there. Probably, he comes up, his head comes up a little bit past his shoulder right here. So he's probably like maybe a half a head higher than Coot is. Right there. Here he is next to MP10. Just because that's the staple of our collections. Again, I've said it before, if you collect a masterpiece, you have to have an MP10. If not, why are you collecting a masterpiece? So, there he is next to MP10. And he's pretty good size. He comes up to his, probably right at the middle of the Autobot logo right there. Maybe where the eyes are. So, pretty decent on the height there. And then, of course, the bot that loves to hear his stories, that just can't get enough of them. There he is next to the FansToys Grinder, or their version of MP Grimlock. And he just loves to hear Kup's war stories. So there he is next to him, and that's cool. I like that. I think it's a pretty good scale. So, let me tell you more of my stories. Oh, you tell me more. Or however they say, I don't know how they talk. Anyway, so, there he is. Pretty neat. Let's go ahead and let's show you how to swap things out, and then we can do a transformation on him. Transformation the first time or two is a little difficult, but you know, it is what it is. So alright, so first we're going to change out the faceplate. So easiest way I find is to pull these up. And this is also for transformation as well. So you open this up like this, going to pull these down like this, and then right here, just, you know, if you got a nail, I could let mine. I was going to cut them, and then I was like, no, I'm going to need it for this guy, and I did. So pull it underneath there, and there that is. And that just gives you better access to get underneath his chin right here. And you should be able to just pop that piece right off, just like that. It just sits in. You see that peg hole right there? It goes under that peg, and his eyes popped out. And it sits into that peg right there, that circle peg right there. So, pretty easy. Now we're going to get his cigar face and put in his new eyes, which, again, are the same as the old eyes, so it doesn't really make a difference. Just take these eyes, put them in like so, put his face on there, and just mash it back, and get his little cigar, and put his little cigar in his mouth. That's a tiny little cigar too, so like I said, I'm pretty sure that'd be easy to lose. And there it goes. So let's look at that. Push that head back down in there, and then of course the cigar did pop out. I'll put that in afterwards. Push that back down like that. Close these back up like so. And get his little cigar again. And there he goes. So pretty cool. I like that. I like the little cigar look on him. So, and the eyes look cool. I mean, I love that paint they put on. I mean, those things shine in the light. It looks really awesome. So there he is, ready to tell more war stories and suck down that, I don't know, it's tobacco. I don't know how they smoke Indian fur to begin with, but whatever. And what is it? It's not regular tobacco. I'm sure it's some Cybertronian stuff. So I'll leave his face on for the rest of the transformation. I haven't transformed it with the cigar inside because I figure it'll probably get loose in there. So if you can, but I just haven't done it yet. So, all right, pop these open again. And pull these down like this. Take this head apart, or at the neck. All right, so this piece right here is where the first piece comes off. So that, you can pop that off like this. And that just pops off like that. And you get the translucent blue one. And that goes right inside there. I don't think it matters the way it goes, but there you go. So you can see it's translucent blue. And then here, these two guys. So the first time I did it, I had to push. I got like just a little screwdriver, and I pushed on these two and that one there because they were in there pretty good. But now that I loosened them the first time, even though I pushed them back on all the way, they're a lot easier to pop off. So you just pop them off just like so. And then you get that kind of detailing right there. So just take this one, pop that on like that, and pop the other one on like so. And now you get them with the kind of clear chested or translucent blue. Again, on the box, it looks clear. But obviously here you can see it's not, so it's pretty neat. I'm going to put the other ones back on. But again, just so you can see, so let me do this real quick. You have to transform this guy. That's going to end up coming up. And it's going to come up like this. And this will sit right here on the windows. We'll just start doing it just so you can see. So that would sit right up there, and then this would all come together and just kind of sit right down in there. So you'll see where these would just be one solid, like, kind of clear window piece. So, but I'm going to pop the other ones on and put the other ones back on there. And we'll leave these on here, why not? So, alright, you saw what I was doing there, so let's go back. Just because I was probably out of frame. Knowing me, I'm pretty sure I was. Alright, so let's get everything back. Coot. Get back. Alright, I'm going to kind of zoom out a little bit. Alright, so transform them again. You're going to pop these two guys up like this. Pop this headpiece back. Pop these forward first to make it easier. Then, when this is pushed all the way down, you're going to take a thumbnail and flip it up underneath there and pull it out like that. Okay? And over here, take this piece, pull it back, and then that's going to pop off, of course, because why not? Just put that back on there like so. There we go. And this will flip up like this, like that. And let's get his arms up and out of the way. And so right here is a little finicky when you start messing with these pieces here. This has a lot of play in this piece and this one over here, which are the same, but they got a lot of play in them, which is good because you need them to have a lot of play in them for transformation. So this piece right here, where the tires are, that you're just gonna kind of get your thumb underneath these here, and you're gonna pull it up. Now, the first time I did it, again, I had to use a screwdriver because I just couldn't get enough leverage, and it was tight inside there, so I really couldn't get enough underneath of it. So I was trying to do this, and I couldn't, and I was trying to use my thumb on the side here, and that kind of helped out. But I felt like if you just get your fingers on them like this, get your thumb underneath it, and pull it up like so. Come on. Let's see. Maybe it'll be better like that. And just kind of, there we go, you start to work it, it'll come up. So you can see we're starting to slide up right there. So slide that up some more. There we go. And that slides all the way up to the top right there. Okay. So that's that part right there. And then you got to get this guy over here. Get this one and flip it over like that. And then pull it around just like so. And have it angled up. See if I can get my thumb under there. Pull it back a little bit. Just kind of angle it up like that and then get it over there like so. There you go. It's probably cough 5, I don't know. Alright, same thing over here. Pull that up, angle it up. Pull that back. It's got to go in there. I have to mess with this here like that. Pull that back. All of these are a lot of it is tolerances that you have to get through on this stuff here in order to get this stuff to clear certain parts. There you go. Let's get these back here. I think I found it easier. Let's do it this way. Just get over there. Okay. Alright, so that's one. It looked a lot harder than what it actually was. Now the thing is getting this piece. So this one's going to flip over there as well. And it's got to clear these little bits of the tires. So let me get his arms kind of out of the way if I can. Yeah, that's fine. So these tire bits right here. Like I said, there's a lot of play in them, so you got to get this piece over, which is the kind of the oblique area, and flip that over and lift them up and get that to clear. Let me zoom in there. Get that to clear this spot right up in there. So you can kind of see Let me see here. Come on. There you go. Just get that to clear that. This is basically got to go on the other side of that. Well, you didn't really see that, but that's got to go on the other side of that there. So let's pull this tire out like this. Let's pull all this here. These tires are on a hinge right here as well, but you can mess with them. So you gotta get this piece here, flip that around, and then get that to go right behind this. I think it helps you pull the arm down like that. All right, I got into a little coughing spasm attack thing, so I had to stop to recompose myself, and then I had to cut my nails because I ended up breaking one of these nails. This one actually, that broke while I was messing with it, so I just cut the nails on them. So anyways, and then I forgot to show off Hot Rod with him. You know, what would the review be without Hot Rod? So you can see Kup's there, and he's looking at him saying, you know, I told you that was Prime's fight. Why'd you get involved? Now he's dead. Or whatever, however he talks. So, and then there's Daniel in the background. So, but looking at them two side by side, Kup is taller than Masterpiece Hot Rod right there. So there you go. And obviously he's way taller than Daniel. So everything's just falling over here. Of course it would. All right. So let's get to the transformation. So first things first, we're going to take these up here like this. And then pop these two pieces forward like so. And then come underneath here and lift this up. And I don't have my nails, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So, but pop that up like that. That's gonna pull this open like this. Pop this back piece off just like this. And you take the head and you're gonna, well, let's fold these first. Take these two pieces, fold one down, fold the other down like this. Take the head, fold the head into itself like that, and that's gonna pop up there. All right. I'll mess with this later. So next part can be a little tricky, simply because of clearance issues. Now this got a lot of play in it, and then this piece right here, right inside there, you can see it's got some play, so that's a good thing. Because what we have to do is, first of all, we got to get these tires, and we got to lift this mechanism right here in the center. We'll slide up, so we got to slide that piece up. First, get this piece out of the way right here. That, get that up. Now the tire section will slide up right here in the middle. So I just try and pull it out. The first time I did this, I couldn't get it, and so I had to use a little screwdriver underneath there and pull it up because it was really tight. But now you should be able to get it like nothing and slide that up just like that. So now what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to take this hip skirt here, and it's gonna fold back here, and this one's gonna fold back here too. Now this one's easy, it goes back to there, but this one's a little bit difficult because that kind of gets in the way. So you want to just kind of get everything down, pick up this hip skirt here, and you can just hold it like this and then rotate it over like so. And that may have a little clearance issue there, but just fold this down on this joint right there. Like so. And then get that to clear right there, like that. And just have that up, just like that. Do something on the other side. Pop that across, flip it over, and get that in there like so. Okay. Now these parts. So these are like the oblique areas. So you take that over like this, and I find that it's easier. You pull the arm down like that, and then bring the tire piece over, and then you got some play right here with this tire piece like this. Just kind of hold that up. You're not going to break it. Just hold it up and just clear that section right there. And then you can pull that to the back, and it's got to also go all the way back and go past that right there. So it's got to clear that spot, which it did right there. You can see that right there. So same thing on the other side. Do that, pull the arm down. Pull this tire section up, or the wheel well, I guess. Flip that around like this, and then make sure it's clear there, and there you go. So on that, you're going to take the arms, which are supposed to be like this. Okay. And then just rotate them, close the fist up all the way. And then rotate the arms right here so that you can rotate them out of the body. So the screws are facing out on both sides like that. And you know, I didn't say before, but the orange really pops with these colors, so that's really cool. And the arms, you're going to take them and you're going to fold it up like so at this top joint, and then down at that bottom joint, just like that. And then right here, let's open this up too, so it'll slide open. But right here, what you're going to do is you're going to take this arm, you're going to fold it down. You're going to see it's going to fill up this spot here. When you fold it all the way down like that, fold that, and it's going to go into that right there. Because the arm's going to sit just like that. So, again, take this, fold it up, and fold that down like that. And then just push it as far down as it'll go in. And that's going to fold down just like that. So there you go. So now in the instructions, it has you fold this all together last, which is the where the hood is, and then like the cap section, because this legs is a little bit of a chore on transformation. But I found that it's easier to do it first, because at the end, let me show you real quick with the instructions. What do I do with them? Oh, here they are. So, at the end, it says, you know, do this number here, pull slot on bulge. I don't even know what the heck that means. And then, boom. And then, okay, you're done. But I find that's hard to get those two mashed in together at the very end. So, I do that first. So, take this here. I'll just flip these up out of the way, because those we'll put in last. And you fold the tires down. They're going to lay on the sides like that. And then get this up like this. Fold these up. And it's on two joints right there. There's one there and one at the top. And flip that up and around like so. And take this and fold that in. And you got these two pegs here. They're going to go into those two slots right there. And then those two pegs there are going to go into those two slots right there. So, again, you can do it how you want. I found that it was easier this way. I'm just messing with it. So, take all that together. Got a nice little push, and it should go into itself. There you go. Like that. And the one thing I didn't do, let's see if I can do it now. Yeah, I probably need a screwdriver. Just my, hopefully I don't scratch my paint now. So I'll push it down, flip that around like this. Is that the way it's supposed to go? Or is it the other way? Let me see. I can't remember. I think it only goes down one way. Like it only flips one way, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do it, but I think you have to do it whenever it's not connected, or whenever it's not pushed together. But those flip over, that way it's just a smooth piece right there. So this is what I'm talking about when you get yours and you mess with yours. Alright, down to the legs. So the legs, they are going to, this section here is going to pop out. So it's kind of sitting on that. There's a little groove right there where that kind of sits in. So you kind of have to pull it out and up, and then I'll bring it loose to pop it out just like that. Okay. Do something on the other side here. Take that. Just pop that up and out like that. Okay. So now when you got these, go ahead and flip these up here. Flip the feet down. And then flip these up. That's going to bring the tire. The tire's on a spring right there. So flip it up like that. And then take this. You're going to, it pops out like that. Take that, fold it down into there. Fold this piece down like that. And then right here, you're going to fold this up at this bottom one, not the top one, but the bottom one, like that. And we'll do the same thing on the other side there. So take that, go down with this, flip up right here. Come on. There we go. Alrighty. So now, because what you're going to do is these are going to end up pegging in. You can see right there, that peg's going to go right there on the side of the knee. So it's going to go in there later on though, not right now. Take this piece here, flip it around, and rotate it like this. And these two, right there, those pegs, will go into those peg slots on the back of the thigh. So just make sure it's all lined up straight. Like that. Take it. Get it down there. Get that down there like that. And then these pieces that are right there, that's going to sit on top of that. So that piece will sit up here. Same thing over here. That piece will sit on top of that. And then you got that little peg, which is going to slide into that opening right there. So just get that. Meanwhile, make sure the hands and stuff are straight, because that's going to go kind of over top the hands, not underneath. It's not even a word, underneath. So just get that. All right. And then you got one of them right there. And then do the same thing on the other side. So just get that, like that. Okay. And there we go. So now we got the bottom piece together like that. All right, so again, the instructions will show you to do this top piece first. Like I said, I just found that it was more difficult to get that snap together after all this stuff was put together than it is now. So you'll take these, rotate these up like this, and then you're just going to take them and you got to pull them in. So you see where that bar is sitting to the right? You got to push it over to where it's on the left side like that. Like that. So do the same thing here. So take that, slide it over, and there you go. So you got that all like that. And just take this and push it underneath here like this. Again, you want to do it the way the instructions say, you can. I just found that it was easier like this for me. That goes underneath. Let me zoom out so you see what I'm doing. And that goes underneath. And then keep these parts out too. These parts got to stay free. If they don't, I mean, don't worry about it. You can always get to that afterwards. So I can get this side first. Get that underneath there, like that. There you go. So that's going to go underneath like that. Do same thing over here on this side like this. And pull it over far enough. That I did. Alright, so that one's the same way. I slid it down, so you take it, like I said, just pop this up. And just slide it down like that, and then you can slide it underneath that piece right there, and then it'll go in like that. So I just find that that's a little easier than trying to push all this together afterwards, because it's a little difficult getting all this stuff pushed together like the instructions say afterwards. So the last part you have to do, and I'm just using this because my fingernails are gone, is to get this piece, and this is going to go down. It's going to sit, that little peg is going to go into that slot right there. So just get that and fold it down like that, and then that's going to plug into that spot right there. And then there's a little peg that is right, you can barely kind of see it, maybe let's see, that peg is going to go into that hole right there. So just get that and push that in and get that there. There you go. Do something on the other side here. So get that. So I can just start using my little screwdriver, but probably not, just because my fingernails are gone. And they're the worst right after you cut them, because you have like no grip on them at all. So just gonna pop that over like that. So we go. Get that down, get that there, and then get that little piece over like that, and you got him. Let's just make sure everything's lined up. Yeah. So there's Kup in his little Cybertronian truck mode right there. So nice truck mode. I think it looks just like he stepped out of the 1986 movie. The third season of the Transformers. So I think the truck mode looks awesome. It looks Cybertronian. Doesn't look like any truck on Earth, that's for sure. The bed's kind of, no. But it's a cool truck. It rolls really well. So you got that. And then on the bottom, you can see all the robot bits, obviously. You got the arms, the shoulders, the crotch, the legs, but still, it's not bad. But the truck itself looks cool. I think it looks good. It probably is missing a few details, maybe. I don't know if those are supposed to be like lights or something. Maybe you could have used some paint apps back here, or some lights or something. I mean, nothing you can't do yourself, but right there, maybe it should have been. Maybe something back here, painted like a window or something. I mean, I don't know, but all in all, it looks cool. I like it. You can also change these pieces sitting here like that. You just have to pop them off, but I can't get them because my fingers are gone. My fingernails, rather. So, but you can pop them off and put the other ones back on if you want to have the regular color ones. So there that is. Where's his gun? His gun will sit right here in the back, just like that. And then if you wanted to, you could rotate this around like that. You can push it up or down and then rotate it around like that to have the gun there. His target master also sits in there. I put him back into his robot mode simply because I just kind of went over him real quickly. I think he's a really good target master for for it being a third party one. I think it's really awesome. Probably one of the best ones out there. He is about, let's see, it's probably, come on, man. It's a little bit smaller than Daniel, you can see. His foot, probably Daniel's probably like a half a head taller than him. But he's a pretty good size. Here's actually a little Titan Master. Right there. So, again, he can sit there the same. This piece right there is going to fit in there. You can do the same thing with him if you wanted to. Put him in there. You can make him right there and be with the gun. Whatever you want to do. However you want to play with this guy, you can do that. So, all right, let's see. Vehicle comparisons. I'm going to pull in a Classics figure. If you see any Classics, that's Classics Ultra Magnus. Just to kind of show, obviously he's not in scale with them, but just to kind of show the size differences there between the two. Front. Here he is next to G2 Sideswipe. Right there. Show the size differences there. Here he is next to an Alternator's truck. I think that's Jeep. I think that's Swindle, I thought his name was. I can't remember. But next to an Alternator's vehicle. So, I'm going to show you, again, just size comparison with different types of vehicles from different lines. Here he is next to the Titan's Return broadside. Obviously, way out of scale for a battleship. A battleship. I don't care what planet you come from. You're way too big to be with that. So, there he is there. Here he is next to FansToys Sludge. If you happen to have Sludge, you can kind of see what he looks like next to Sludge. Right there. And why not? Let's get him back with the guy that loves old war stories. I remember the time on Planet blah 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 when this blah 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 was blah blah blahing me. Oh, me Grimlock love your stories. Or however Grimlock talks to him. There he is next to Grinder or FansToys Grimlock. So that's pretty cool right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can order this guy from here. As always, you guys, thanks for watching. I know the video went long, but I wanted to kind of be as detailed as I can with him. The transformation is a little weird here at the end when you start getting with this. Like I said, the original instructions show you how to do it like that way, but I just found for me anyways that was easier that way. So again, let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, you guys, stay safe.